Hello, my name is Justin Bates, and I'll be sharing my response to George Marsden's The Outrageous Idea of Christian Scholarship. For context, George Marsden is a leading evangelical historian who has produced numerous well-respected works commenting on the intersection of religion and American culture. In addition to peer-reviewing works of others, Marsden is also a prolific author and historical commentator in his own right. For example, he wrote several books about religion and American culture, including The Soul of the American University, and The Outrageous Idea of Christian Scholarship. In the former, he made the case that the foundations of most, if not all, American universities were essentially Christian, despite the fact that many of them had adopted more humanistic and secular approaches in recent years. He received searing criticism for the work, especially by universities such as Yale, that still claimed to be Christian programs. For the remainder of this video, I'd like to reflect on two especially significant points that Marsden makes in The Outrageous Idea of Christian Scholarship. Now, first off, Marsden makes the case that not only is there a place for what he calls faith-informed scholarship in academia, but that it can help to serve as a quote, alternative not only to the hollow secularism that dominates mainstream academia, but also to the simplistic fundamentalisms that present themselves as the only alternatives, close quote. In response to those who would object to any form of Christian scholarship on the basis of it being biased, Marsden argues that, quote, broadly speaking, faith in something or other informs all scholarship, close quote, and that, quote, everyone believes his or her views to be superior to alternative views, close quote. Rather than try to deny that, understanding that that is a reality, he argues that those of faith should strive to, quote, embrace the vision of the positive contribution faith can make to learning, close quote. It can provide a unique perspective on the search for truth or knowledge within academia. Now, the second point, how can faith-informed scholars embrace the vision that Marsden's talking about? A first step is a willingness to speak the language of academia. He emphasizes that, quote, religious perspectives ought to be recognized as legitimate in the mainstream academy so long as their proponents are willing to support the rules necessary for constructive exchange of ideas in a pluralistic setting, close quote. In other words, faith-informed scholarship, quote, must be willing to accommodate to the language and rules designed for that community, close quote. It's sort of like trying to deliver a lecture in a foreign country. You can insist on speaking in your native language, but not only will they not be able to understand you, but your insistence that everyone else adapt to your language or perspective is not conducive to respectful discussion and collaboration, and may even prevent your ideas from being heard at all. In conclusion, while Marsden wrote about numerous subjects over the course of his career, his emphasis in this book was to make a case for scholarship that is not divorced from, but rather informed by faith. He felt that faith-informed scholars had something to contribute to academia so long as they are willing to engage in a meaningful civil idea exchange, with the understanding that they are in a largely pluralistic setting. On a final note, Marsden argues that scholars of faith must learn to, quote, appreciate the positive value of insight, close quote, from each community group or tribe. In other words, faith-informed scholars must appreciate other perspectives if they want their own to be appreciated. Those of faith should exemplify the virtues of listening, respectfulness, and appreciating diversity that they hope to experience among their peers in the academic community. Thank you for your time.